Hey now. Phrase stolen from Howard Stern to begin the show. This is Copy Who, and I am your host, Paul, the producer. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my show. I have been out for a week. I took the remainder of the week last week off. I've been deciding about how I shall proceed with this show. Let's just get some side shots right now, shall we? Come over here like this. Hello, this is the other money shot. Money shot number 1, money shot number 2, and progressively, money shot, incomplete money shot number 3. I've been fixing things technically this entire past week with this show. First of all, let me show you my t-shirt. You are the carbon they want to reduce. You. That's right. I believe this was purchased from Wide Awake Media. If you want one, you can go to a place called Wide Awake Media and get what you want there. So I took a week off. I wanted a week off to fuck around and just see how I feel about stuff, you know. I'm not happy with the exposure setting on this right now. See, when you compare it to that second one there, it seems like this one's just a tad bit too bright. So I'm going to come in here mid-show, unprofessionally mid-show, and we're going to come in here and we're going to try and hopefully this won't fuck shit up. We're going to go here and we're going to dial that down just a smidgen down. Like so. Okay, that'll do. All right, we're out of here. Now we can continue on with the show. Welcome, everyone. 2 minutes in and I'm boring you guys to death. What can I say? But I am back for you all now to entertain, hopefully. That is the objective here, is to entertain. And I go all week long thinking about all the things I want to say. And then once I get here, I'm like, duh. That's why it helps when these things pop into my mind going along during the week. I write them down in my notes. And I'm going to go like this right now because this helps me get into character to some extent, okay? And I got to make sure, how does it look on there? No one has offered their opinion on these, but I can see. And I actually like the coloration I see when I put these on. I feel like I'm in a whole other world. Ooh, where am I? So you don't like it here? What are you doing here if you don't like it here? If you do like it here, I welcome thee. Hang out for a year is what I keep saying. I really do think things are going to keep developing and moving in a certain direction here. Hopefully they'll make the last 6 months look like just a tiny little step compared to what I'll pull off over time. So I am going to get guests on here. I keep telling you guys that. I still have issues with the audio, and I also have personal issues. The personal issues being sort of like, I don't want to fail. When I endeavor to do something, I don't want to fail. And so therefore I avoid doing it. And then we can, but the more I do it, the more it's inclined to succeed because I'll get the routine down. I keep doing these phone calls with family or friends to troubleshoot, having people up here on the screen talking to them. And if I get one tiny little thing wrong, an entire recording of a person on here could be just wiped out and a total waste. And it won't even be listenable. Like, because something could be happening. There could be like a slap delay. And it's not even properly listenable. So I have shared on here, I've been pretty open about it, that I have been eating marijuana edibles, and it's been a strange period. I feel like I'm more personally distant from people when I do marijuana. It's like I just kind of check out mentally, and I don't connect on the same level with people. And I'm sorry for that. There are some people I just kind of speak to them less. It makes me too introverted, to be honest, and I care about people, but I don't connect with people as well personally when I'm on the stupid marijuana. I've been forced to redefine myself at many junctures in my life, many times. Over the years, I have many skills, many talents, and I've been forced to redefine myself all along the way. I find myself in unfamiliar territory being a 49-year-old right now. I've known that time has been marching on for quite a while, and I'm nervous that I'm 49 years old. And I feel like I'm in a new period now where I'm doing this show, and it's part of what I'm doing to define myself. And before doing this show, I went years knowing that I had the skill to do something, and I didn't do anything. And so consequently, I stopped feeling like a producer, and now I actually feel like a producer again. And that's one of the beauties of what I'm doing right now. I feel pretty darn good feeling like I'm in a creative setting again. And I'm trying to figure out the reason. I'm trying to figure out how many times a week I want to do it. I think to maximize the benefit of moving it forward, I think there's a benefit to doing it once a week, making that one time as special as I possibly can, and then using the remainder of the time, because I might be wasting a lot of time doing extra shows when they don't get me anywhere. So what's the amount of show I should be doing in order to best move forward here is one of the questions I've been asking myself. And I think right now that might be one. And I can schedule it whenever I want during the week. I can record it whenever I want during the week, and I can post it at the same time. Hopefully, probably Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm just in this new period of having to redefine myself, and I can't even really be entirely open with some of you. Some of my family members know what's going on in my life at this stage, and I don't really have the liberty to speak to that right now at this stage in my life, but that is impacting me seriously. And I've been in a sort of tug of war with people this summer. I've been trying not to. It's really a strange thing doing this show right now, appreciating it, knowing that it's a good thing I'm doing in my life, and then I have all these other things dragging me down fiercely. So I'm glad I have this. I know I repeat on here all the time how this is therapeutic for me. I'm too insular as a person, though. I need to let go, and I need to make special efforts to connect with others. I've had a handful of people now say they want to come on here with me. And it's not that I have anything against anyone at all. Quite the contrary. Everyone who has said something like that, I like them, and I kind of feel, this is the truth. I feel like if I start letting people into this, I will possibly ascend to a new level of enjoyment. And same with the audience, and the audience might grow. All that might be good, but then at some point, having another person here means some kind of idea, something will materialize, and there will be some kind of disagreement, or someone might decide, well, I've had my fun here, and leave, or it fucking opens another door and then they leave. And so I'm apprehensive to invite people in because people disappoint me. And so I feel like as a one-man show, I have control of everything. It's just that I don't have the benefit of having other people here. By the way, spinning right now on the TV behind me, Tracy Lee Samsung Theater spinning. I keep saying spinning. Screening on Tracy Lee Samsung Theater today is a little documentary. Let me tell you the name of it. I don't remember the name of it. The New Corporation, the Unnecessary Sequel. See, I think this particular movie, I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist about it. I think it's meant to seem like it's socially conscious, but I couldn't help but feel like I'm being manipulated as I watched it. Anyway, it goes along with the theme of the shirt a little bit. You are the carbon they want to reduce. You got to love carbon. It's a key building block of life. So the hate and fear they're dumping on carbon can only be seen as an excuse to take over the world. if you're really paying attention and you really care about the truth, that is the deal. Carbon is a major, important building block of life, and to want to get rid of it is really just saying they want to kill life. I mean, like when you understand what carbon is in the process of creating a life form, we are carbon. Bad carbon. Bad. You're bad. Anyway. Shit. Where shall I go now? I'm annoyed. Before I came on here, I was on Twitter and I was paying attention to how so many different people, content creators online, they bicker and argue with one another, and they sort of reach a certain level in what they're doing. They're like in this echelon with groups of other people, and there are others like us chasing clout, trying to get in there so that at least we can be talked about. But I notice all these people going after one another constantly. I don't even feel like saying who right now, but right now it's like people stir up drama. I remember this from way back in the day with podcasting, that there would be podcasters who were just like, okay, there aren't many of us, so I'm going to pick on these guys over here. We're kind of like in the echelon together, the same cyber community vicinity as one another. And so I follow people on Twitter and I constantly see them going after one another. And it's like, it's meaningless in the entire world except to these few people. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. Real. It's real. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, spew that COVID all over this room here. COVID all over the room. Yeah, I got this sneezy thing going on, this sneezy affectation going on. What's going on with me? So I hear all these people bitching about one another, and it just gets old. Seeing what they're doing, knowing what they're doing. Everyone has their little drama, and so if I bring people in here, it's only a matter of time before a group generates a drama. But how strong is the group? I guess this group will show its worthiness by how well they get through things and stick together with one another. Because as you work together as a group, as a team, devoting your time, resources, and talent to a project, you can't just fucking dump it. It's disrespectful to the audience, and it's disrespectful to the people you work for. And if other people are trying to tear it down, the entire group should be like a gang, aggressively focused in on destroying those people who are trying to cause harm to the real world hard work that we are doing. I just feel that way. But I do think there's this fucking air of pettiness I notice when people are going after one another. And I'm not saying I haven't done it. I'm totally part of the human petty group that does that. I still don't like it, though. I think that's a lot of energy expended toward being shitty toward other people, when you could literally put that energy into something like whatever it is creative you're doing to better that. But that's the question, is causing drama. I mean, people like a good train wreck. When there's a good argument, people stop to watch. People stop to watch a fight. So when there's a good drama, that draws people in. But what's like the limit of that? It's like you're not really... Are you gaining a really good long-term follower who likes you for everything you do when you're just engaging in shallow disagreements with people online in order to build a following, to chase clout? I get bored with people doing that. But I'm chasing clout. That's the irony. I'm a hypocrite. I'm chasing clout, and I have lots of commentary and lots of criticisms to spew out all over people. What I'm hoping is that the break I take in the show means that I will come to this with more of a fresh head, with more things to say, with a better energy. I want to pack the hour with better energy. Instead of going 3 times mediocre, I want to go 1 time monumental. Do you understand what I'm saying? Whatever. I've been talking to Siri about my music volume on a regular basis because she has taken to nagging me about my prolonged audio exposure, my prolonged excessive audio exposure. It'll be like I'll sit there in the kava bar and all of a sudden this interruption will come up on the phone. It's called notification, but I call it interruption, motherfuckers. You should not be sending me notifications that I do not have set to notify me. I don't want those. I don't want to hear about them. I don't even want my phone to ring. Do you understand what I'm saying, mofo? So I've taken to being nagged by Siri because I'm listening to music for too long. Oh, you're listening now. Hey, Siri, I just noticed you're listening. Hi, Siri. Nothing? I said hi, Siri. Hi, Siri. What's up, bitch?
I won't respond to that.
Oh, man, she's such a bitch. That pisses me off, by the way. Oh, so another thing she does is sometimes I don't know where my phone is. And so I go, hey, Siri. And she goes, mm-hmm. And I say, Siri, I need you to speak more loudly. She doesn't respond. She doesn't do anything. I say, Siri, where are you? She goes, I'm here. And I'm pissed off because bitch won't speak more loudly. I say, Siri, speak more loudly. And she doesn't have the ability or authorization to turn up her volume. Bitch, when I say, hey, Siri, I want you to be like, hey, I'm over here. Sometimes, so you have to say, hey, Siri, and when that little fucking thing comes up on your phone, you have to hit the volume button, the volume knob, to get Siri to respond to you more loudly or more quietly. Bitch, you never listen to me, and when I'm not talking to you, you're fucking interrupting me. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
That's the nicest response she's had to me when I'm rude to her. Hey, Siri, you don't always listen to me, you naughty, naughty expletive.
Is there something else I can help with?
Is there something else you can help with? Not really. Just shut the fuck up. And she shuts the fuck up. She's just like, okay, fine, I won't talk to you. So this thing used to have a lot more personality, Siri. I remember when I used to ask it sarcastic questions and it would have a sarcastic answer. Not anymore. So I'm distinctly more lonely with this version of Siri. F you, Siri. You're not real. You're not really trying to connect with me, but you're spying on me. Because sometimes, like, I'll play the show back later and watch it on my TV, and the volume, all this Siri talk that I'm speaking right now, will constantly be setting my phone off, and my phone will be going like, what? Yeah, wait, no, what? And so she doesn't discern between me sitting and saying, hey, Siri, and not knowing that it's not me on the television when I was recorded saying, hey, Siri. She cannot discern between those two things. She's just not all plugged in to everything going on all at once. Otherwise, I think you would know that. Right now, the bitch is listening, just so that you know, because I've been mentioning her, there's that little thing on there that bounces up. Shut up! Where are we? We're 18 minutes in. Holy mackerel. That's really right around when I usually like to go to you-know-what. So I have a video that I believe I'm going to play today, finally. I got to move this video out of the way. I don't think it was my best thing. I'm going to play it for you guys after I do the Ascension. And it's a video I clipped together of my trip to Huntsville weeks ago. Finally got that done, but I do feel like it tells a little story, so I figured I'd present it here. It is technically a Copy Who original because all a Copy Who original is something that's like a video or media piece produced by me. So that's all that is. That's all that means. Let's see. So I am going to play that for you after the Ascension. That's what I'm calling it now, the Ascension. For those of you who think that Rise was too much of a gratuitous copy, and it was, I admit that it was, but I stole it, I said it was mine, and I completely say that it's mine, and fuck you. And it's my Ascension. Anyway, it's Ascension now, and after the Ascension, I have a special video that I was telling you about, which is the Copy Who original, which is my trip to Huntsville, which is where I liked going last month, where it really did give me an emotional stir, and it really did spark some kind of interesting creativity in me, and it also did make me start eating marijuana edibles right now. And just to bring you up to speed on that, a couple days ago in the morning, I woke up, and I was that close to being like, I'm ready to hang this up again. And so we are getting very close to me hanging it up again because I'm sick of it. It just doesn't maintain the same level of enjoyment once you become a slave to it. Like the good wears off, and then you're just like a slave to it, or otherwise you'll be in a bad mood or something. So yes, that's what I am saying. I want to say, what the hell happened to Jedidiah? Jedidiah, where did you go? Listen, lady. Okay, hold on. Well, we talk about Jedidiah before going to the Ascension. I want to just do this really quick. Jedidiah, where did you go? I've noticed that you're not putting up content. I know you mentioned something about moving, but it's been like a month. And you're one of my favorite women in the world, and making content and saying things that women should be saying, and expressing and espousing the values that a lot of women out there should be having. So where did Jedidiah go? Are you coming back? I don't care about your stupid little, what do you call it? The shorts you're putting up. I'm not a fan of shorts. I want the long-form content, babe. So, seeing how you add a lot of substance to women in the world, you're a good female role model. God Almighty bless Jedidiah. I almost said Jebediah, but is that a biblical name or whatever? Jedidiah. Your name confused me. Nonetheless, love that woman. I want to see that woman. Yeah, I'm not mixing the video right now. I'm just not in the mood to mix the video. Jedidiah, come back is all I'm saying. I miss your content. I miss commenting on new clips, fresh clips from you on here. And of course, I could go to old stuff, but I'm just saying that the fresh stuff keeps things contemporary. You know what I mean? So where did Jedidiah go? Jedidiah, I'm begging you, come back. Seriously, though, because one of the few smart women out there vanishes. Why? You know what? She needs to have more likes on her stuff. I'm not just merely kissing her butt here. I'm not a sycophant. Still on the journey to figure out how to pronounce that word. Sycophant. But seriously, Jedidiah, I'm not merely just kissing your butt here. I know you're married. This is not shtick even. I'm just desperately wanting you to come back because you're one of the women that I just like. You're my favorite woman to comment on, so where the hell are you? Come back, is what I mean to say to you. We are reaching that point of the show, though. Do you know what point that is? It's the point where we make a big transition here. And I think you know what it is. And we are back to our original, you know what of it. It's the regular mix of the Ascension. I'm just going to call it Ascension now. Everything's going to change and evolve like that. I own it no matter what. It's Rise by any other name, but it's mine. And we're going to do it here in just a sec. Mother effing phone. I don't understand why these lights lose Bluetooth connection. But it wouldn't surprise me if they're just like gobbling up tons of... Oh, whatever. What am I saying? Let's just do this. Yeah, boy. Rise, my love. I did say rise. This is the Ascension. The moment when the TV moves from point A to point B in front of your face. Right now, I tell you, it rises up from the ground. It rises up not from the dead, but from the ground where you can't see it. Alrighty then. Is a little redundant. That's why I came at you last week with like a whole new thing. I don't know. What was that? It's just the moment when the show transitions. It's the moment that everything starts getting real. It's the moment when I get to show off how I spent a little bit of money and made like a little neat effect here. It's kind of like back to normal now. You like? I like. What? Okay, let's get rid of this now, okay? We close out of that and say goodbye. We bring back the light and we talk in a Chinese accent. Why? Not to be racist. Sometimes it just gets the mind in another flow. You're like flowing in this different alternate universe of personality and you go down that road and you have a big sweet and sour chicken plate at the end of it, like, sort of like you have the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Well, in this accent, you have a plate of sweet and sour pork at the end of the table, and you go sit down and you eat the sweet and sour pork, and then you say, thank you for that sweet and sour pork. That was very good. Now, where's my fortune cookie? Ah, yes, that was a deep breath. You just got to learn to go with the flow of these. You know what I'm saying. What is it that I have next on my list? It is, so I guess this is not a video, I don't think. It is just me picking on, so I will take you over here for it, like so. And I'll bring you up to chat APT, what up? Over here. Okay, so the last 100 years of women voting has led to less freedom, not more, because women will always vote for safety and security over freedom. Well, I think she's making some serious generalizations in this statement. And so this goes back to Pearl does this, and so does Ryan Stone, and so does Rollo Tomasi. They all do this. They say something that sounds like it's a pearl of wisdom, but there's some kind of thread of controversy in it. So to me, this is clout chasing. You're not really expressing an idea here that is worth debating. You're just spinning a bunch of people up. You're winding people up to talk about something, and it's not very interesting in my view because, I mean, let's look at what you're saying here. You generalize about women saying they all vote for safety and security over freedom. It's not true to generalize and say they will always vote for safety and security. I don't get it, actually, Pearl. Actually, what I do get here is that, like I just started out saying, you guys put out little statements that try to sound like pearls of wisdom, and there's really this very vacuous, superficial, meaningless shit that you're doing because it doesn't have value. You're not drawing people in with value. You're essentially trying to sound smart and trying to draw people in with some kind of, like, it just treads on the reason. So, I mean, your whole fucking thing you're doing here to chase clout and to be silly is to say women shouldn't vote, because I know you've been on that recently. Why? Like, women shouldn't vote? That doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm not some Mr. White Knight defending women. God knows. Women are jacked up these days. A lot of them annoy the crap out of me. That's just so blunt. But that doesn't mean that if you're a woman and you heard me say that, it's that I'm necessarily referring to you. And you shouldn't be offended because I say that about women. Because there are all kinds of women I have an openness toward who are open-minded themselves and legitimate and intellectual in their thinking. The more women tend to reason, the more I like the women. I was just wondering about something, though. Like, well, I don't know. No, that's a thought for me. That's not a thought for you. I'm not going to share everything with you. What, you think because I just sit here and I have to fill an hour going blah, 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 I got to share everything with you? I need my mind to pour out into your lap and like look up at you from your lap and be like, hey, here's my mind. Reach down and caress my mind sitting on your lap. You know you want to. Reach down here and caress that metaphorical idea of my mind in your lap, please. Can you please? Will you please? This is me scrouching down and imagining I'm in someone's lap, like looking up at their face. That doesn't quite make any sense. It was just another one of those silly moments. So here we have a clip from Paul Bauer, Come On Man podcast. I don't remember. Oh, yes. Actually, I do remember what this is about. Apparently, there's this fella. I feel bad for him, to be honest with you. We're going to go back to the beginning, the top of it here. And this guy's wife, after a really long period, decided to divorce him. And so, consequently, poor fella recorded himself crying and went online to talk about it. And then, so Paul commented on this video, and I want to hear what he has to say about it. I feel for this guy, to be honest with you. I don't think you should cry and go put it online in this way, but I still feel for this guy. Let's get this guy a date or something. Is this the theme? A part in a movie where someone goes, "Hey, we got to get this guy laid." Somebody, I can't even get myself laid, buddy. Let me tell you, I pray that you get some action that invigorates you and brings you back to life after what your wife did to you by dumping you after so many years. I mean, like, you seem like a nice man. Like, I have this feeling you have a caring heart because you're sitting here crying on a video online. But still, oh man, let's just play the video. I can get carried away from an image. Look at this poor guy, poor fella. What's going on?
Apparently, this man was married for 26 years when his wife told him that she didn't love him anymore. I get it, brother. A lot of us have been there. But crying about it on the internet will not solve your problems. You see, nobody cares. That may sound cold-hearted.
That does sound cold-hearted, and I just got done saying that I actually care. I don't know that guy, but I care that he's had his heart wiped out. I've had my heart wiped out too, so nobody cares. That's another one of these things people say, you know, that's just some kind of arrogant, nobody cares, but someone does care. I'm saying I care. I'm not saying that I can go do something personally to change his life, but I care. I want whoever that dude is to be well. Here's another guy, Paul, I believe he's been divorced, and he knows what that feels like. I haven't been divorced. I've done the divorcing, and let me tell you, joking aside, putting that aside, divorce is no laughing matter. Even like when Tom Cruise made a remark about getting divorced once or something, people were dumping on him, and I was like, I'm not going to dump on anyone. People going through that level of law, like 26 years with someone, and then they're like, I don't love you anymore, I want to get divorced. I could imagine what a shock that is to your system. Like getting up and looking in the mirror after someone dumps you when your whole identity's wrapped around how, like, I'm part of this couple with this person, and they're like, oh, now I want to go my own way, and I want to have my own life. So I feel for that guy. I don't even know the guy, but I feel for him. And the statement that nobody cares, not only is it not true, I just think it's one of those, it's a shallow, empty saying to me, because people do care. And what I think you should say instead of nobody cares is it's not a flashy statement. I don't have like a flashy phrase. But, you know, you reason with people. Nobody cares. But we're talking about it, so obviously we care about it. So what's it mean even to say? I don't know. I'm getting hung up on the nobody cares statement, but let's just keep rolling.
But it's the truth. Now, I'm not saying keep your emotions bottled up.
It's not the truth,
I'm saying
though.
Don't put it on the internet like this.
That is the part I agree with. That's the part I agree with. So, like, that, and so people picked up on him in his sad moment. And so, like, that quickly becomes the moment that defines you. Oh, here's this guy who was crying online. That's what he was doing. He was crying online. And I have suffered from, like, who I've come to be online. I have a whole old Facebook profile I got rid of because I didn't like how whatever it was about that that profile back at that time, I evolved into, like, being a person who bitches too much about life, and I didn't like that. I have a new profile now, and I have, like, strict behavioral guidelines where I don't go on and just levy a complaint. I have groups I'm in. But anyway, my point is, so now this guy posts this extremely short video of himself crying, and everyone picks up on it, and now everyone knows you for that moment. And then, like, you're going to have a hard time defining yourself apart from that, is what I think. Just like, you know, look at the ridiculous shit I'm doing here. Some woman would have to come into my life and say, okay, I recognize he's doing this thing here. Maybe even see how it's an avenue for me building value, or even an avenue for her to come in and she's a part of it with me or something. I don't know what the future holds. But what I was going to say is, like, this is something here, what I'm doing, that defines a part of my life, obviously, that I'm taking very seriously. So some woman who comes in is going to be like, okay, this is part of the reality. I have to live with this because I'm doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, certainly unconditionally, one of the things you have to accept is this is what I'm doing now. I have decided to be out here speaking my mind again, and a woman has to live with whatever it is I'm putting out there. And there is some discernment. Like, I'm not talking about my whole life on here, believe me. In any case, I'm not on here crying about it. Sometimes I get on here and I emote anger. So it's like, I probably shouldn't get online and emote anger either. I've had some angry moments on here. I shouldn't be doing that. Let's continue with this because it's not very long and I have to move on.
Sort of thing for your therapist or a good group of guy friends that you can talk to. Behavior like this is unattractive. And I guarantee...
Yeah, I agree with what he's saying there too. So, like, my angry behavior on here might very well be unattractive, but whatever it is, it's not all the time. And whatever, man. I will be me unapologetically in most respects. I say most respects because I'm human. I make mistakes. I'll come along and I will correct myself. If I was wrong, I will say I'm sorry for something, and when I realize it.
That your behavior like this is a big reason why your wife doesn't love you anymore. There's a key concept in the red pill space. Be attractive, don't be unattractive. A lot of our relationships, a lot of our marriages...
Be attractive. So what's bugging me about this, and this is not a personal criticism of Paul, is just like, it's... So every moment of our life is a performance, even with those who we're closest to. And so, like, a wife being your soulmate should... I'm just saying, here's me being idealistic. It should be like a woman, a type of person that you can be yourself with, and she's not going to hold it against you. But I guess these guys invest a lot of time and energy trying to make us think that's not even possible. Like, if you cry in front of a woman, these guys are saying that's unattractive. Whether she's your wife or not, you show that side of weakness. You're more likely to do long-term damage to your relationship. She might eventually leave you. I think I get that. I find that interesting. Let's continue. Gee whiz, I say way too much in the realm of a little over minute-long clip.
Fail because we're being unattractive. You need to learn how to get back to that.
Yeah.
How to get back to being an attractive man. A man that has frame. A man that is in control of his emotions. Dust yourself off, brother. You're at rock bottom now. The only way out is up.
Well, so, yeah, you're coming on here... This is, again, not a personal criticism of Paul at all. I like him. That's why I started following him. It's one thing to come on here. Like, I do it during this show. I'm putting on a face. It's like a mask. I'm behaving a certain way. I'm acting a certain way. It's the way I feel at a given moment. And I know that there's some latitude I have here to project something different. It's not me sitting on the couch in the other room being bummed out on another day at another moment in real life. This is hardly real life here. If it is, it's just like an exaggerated form for an hour, someone coming at you. And this is not me self-aggrandizing about myself so much. It's me talking about the idea and to some extent the absurdity that someone like me would come and buy all these fucking TVs and all this gear and do what I'm doing. It seems a little bit like madness to me. For attention, to build value, there's vanity here. These are all just things I witness, and I confess them to you that there is obvious, tremendous vanity at work here. If there weren't vanity, and if I had something that I thought were just a worthwhile idea, I could sit in a boring-ass room and express the idea, and that works for all kinds of people out there. I see all sorts of people with shitty production values on the internet, but I still give them credit for the quality of the thoughts and ideas they're just putting into a video. Because that's how powerful the idea is. Like, you shouldn't need perfect production for the good character of something that is worthwhile to stand out. That's why good things rise to the top, I think. But you can polish a turd. What do they say? You can polish a turd all day long and it's still a turd at the end of the day. And so I hope I'm not the metaphorical turd that I'm referring to right now, that no matter how much production I have, I'll never be good or something. I think there are moments here, worthwhile moments. It's a project in evolution. It's a project that I still, to this day, believe eventually will have other people come funneling into it in one fashion or another. Like producer roles, maybe producing content for it, maybe coming on here and just talking to me across from me, maybe coming on the screen up here. I keep talking about these things, anticipating these things, but yeah, so just to wrap up what I was saying before, Crying Fella that we just got done seeing cry on the screen, and then Paul commented on it. Paul Bauer, not Paul me. I'm Paul the producer. That's Paul Bauer from Come On Man podcast. That crying dude would have been better served putting up podcast cast content. Say, you know, and like look at it the way Paul's doing it, actually. You know what I mean? It would be better to produce something. If you're going to put a video online, produce something trying to encourage people. Not, I mean, like, how do I feel seeing a guy sad and crying? How does it affect me personally? I'm sad for him. I recognize we all go through despair, and I agree that we should not be putting it out there. I mean, just because this technology exists doesn't mean I should be filming myself crying and putting it out there. But as I mentioned earlier, I get angry on here, and I emote with aggressivity and negativity. And so it's arguable that even though that's not crying, that's unattractive, and I shouldn't put that out there either. But I have the insight to, like, at least acknowledge that and notice that. I always, like, think about my angle on here, you know what I mean? Like, what direction I'm facing. So this is facing the camera right here in front of me. But I kind of like sitting at an angle. For some reason like this, I feel like I'm just getting a portrait of me expressing myself. It looks like I'm talking to someone off screen. There's actually a TV back there that is like a monitor, and I'm also monitoring myself on this computer right here. So I like this better than this. Which do you like? When I lean to the east, or when I look more south? That's the orientation in this room here. Yeah, that's how I'm orienting my space to the world right now. Right now, I'm looking south. Right now, I'm looking east. Right now, I'm looking south. Right now, I'm looking straight south. Right now, I'm looking southwest. What do you think? I'm looking southwest. And when I look southwest, I had to go like this. Right now, I'm looking southwest. How do you do, southwest? Oh, but let me look up over there. I'm pointing over there. Do you know where that is? That's southeast right there. Do you see, once again, right here I was doing what I'm doing right now, and it completely leaves my mind that I'm doing a show. My mind is pouring out, and so I was actually in a flow there, and it's worth pointing that out, that I just start pointing at the directions, and I realize how exceptionally few people would find that interesting in the slightest, but somehow, for me, a moment in time just passed, being silly, saying that right now I'm looking mostly east. Do you know what I'm saying? And now I'm looking kind of sort of southeast-ish. But the truth southeast. That's the true southeast right there. And by golly, hello over there. No, wait a minute. No, this is southwest. I'm looking southwest right now. Southwest, everybody. Hello, Southwest. I'm just greeting everyone in the Southwest, not everyone in the Southeast. Fuck you, Southeast. You fucking people wronged me, Southeast. I'm with the people in the Southwest over here. Okay, can I get a, everybody? Oh, wait, I can't see you. You can only see me. I'm being silly again. And I just let go of myself and I let that happen. And I have that kind of freedom here. And it's freedom. To some extent, that's real freedom. There's a degree of real freedom that I'm allowed or able to express myself with right now. There's not much I can do. There's much that I can say to entertain the mind, to titillate the mind, but there's not much I can say to not titillate the mind. That was a deep and an endeavor to make a deep thought that wound up manifesting itself in a mediocre thud. I'm just in this silly mood. I forgot about the videos I have to discuss, and I'm going this direction with it, okay? I might as well do this now. I have oh gosh. I want to show you this clip of Marlon Brando first. Even if I go a little long today, that's okay. You know why? Because I'm only doing the show once a week now, and so I can afford to go a little bit long. And I'm getting this clip queued up of Marlon Brando talking to Connie Chung. Is that who that is? I like you, I'm sorry. Forgive me for what people are just going to say is overt racism. I'm just like, I don't know, loose like that. I give her all the credit for all the moral worth of a human being that a human being should have. And so, I mean, what else can I say? Let's see. Actually, I want to make sure. I was almost defaulting into a racist accent again. Let's go.
Sure thought of as the greatest actor ever?
Tim's the greatest actor ever. You pretend he loves me and wants something to eat. Get out of here.
No, it's true.
So she's referring to him to being the greatest actor, and he's just kind of humbly deflecting what she's saying. Deflecting.
What's the difference? See, that's a part of the sickness in America, that you have to think in terms of who wins, who loses, who's good, who's bad, who's best, who's worst. We always think in those terms, in the extreme terms. I don't like to think that way. Everybody has their own value in a different way, and
I appreciate.
I don't like to think who was the best at this or that. I mean, what's the point of it?
Don't you realize that you're thought of?
Okay, so that's where the loop. We just get a snapshot in time there, and the reason I pulled that aside is because it's just interesting seeing somebody. I feel like he's being himself there, and he was being a noble guy, generally speaking. There's humility there that I think speaks volumes about the man, and so I felt like playing that. So right now, I guess this is a special moment, somewhat, sort of. I'm going to just play through this video because I've been saying for a while that I'm going to be playing it, and the reason I have I've just been taking a while. I don't know what to say about it. I need to move on from this because my other computer has all this memory taken up from all these shows. I'm dumping in 3 shows a week, 12 gigabytes per show. Winds up like plugging up the computer quickly if you don't move it in, do what you need, and move it out. And the point I'm making is that I don't know why I'm personally apprehensive to play this, but it's not like it's a bad. It's kind of an interesting little moment, and it's just meant all to be lighthearted, and I had a good time. And I don't know why I have more anxiety about putting this out there than just playing a Rolo video and commenting on that or something. So let me put this over here for you, and we'll zoom into it and just start playing it. This is once again a video based on my trip to Huntsville, and so here we go. And I might stop to make commentary here and there. So obviously I'm leaving Denver here, getting on the airplane.
Huntsville, Alabama.
Sandy, I'm Tracy Lee. Who are you?
I'm Paul.
It ain't easy being peasy, is it?
No, ma'am. I was off. So just to clarify, that's Tracy Lee right there. Tracy Lee as in Tracy Lee Samsung Theater. That's that TV you can't even see back there. It's just the way I'm sitting right now. We'll come back to this video here, and I'll come back just a tiny bit on it over here as we go through it. So this is Tracy Lee, and so she is the person this TV movie screening area is named after over here. She's actually a movie maker, a very talented one, it seems, because when you can get through an entire feature, that is like pulling off some major accomplishment, in my opinion. I've been in situations where I nearly lost my mind doing simple-ass amateur stuff, but like the idea of pulling off a full feature is kind of amazing to me. So anyway, backing up here, this is Huntsville, Alabama. That's the Mars place where the concert was. This is the hotel where everyone was staying. I came in and out of these doors right here several times, and I walked around the area. This was Clinton Avenue, I believe is what it was called. So yeah, continuing on.
Sandy, I'm Tracy Lee. Who are you?
I'm Paul.
It ain't easy being peasy, is it?
No, ma'am. I was offered THC gummies.
Mom always said don't take these three things. Marijuana, alcohol, or cigarettes. Mama says that.
And I just took 3 of them, not knowing what was in store, and oh my goodness. So, sad thing about that a little bit is, yes, I certainly got wasted super high from these THC gummies, but they opened the door for me right at the moment. And the door opening has yielded all kinds of nice creative results, but it's like I usually wind up feeling like I'm a slave again. And so then I have to break the slavery between me and whatever it is. And I feel like I'm a slave to marijuana again right now. And so I spent the vast majority of my time middle-aged being sober. And I know that I can get rid of this again because I want to. I wasn't a joke earlier when I mentioned that a couple days ago I woke up and decided, I almost decided to quit again. I'm almost there. I can feel it. That's how much aggravation is built in to the habit for me right now. But so I don't want to go on too much about that. This is about enjoying my experience in Huntsville.
So what did Daryl do? He did what any of us would have done, right? He killed him.
So, of course, this was one of the people who was an impetus for me to leap at going to see Eric and Daryl in Huntsville, was because I heard this Lynham reunion was happening, being put on by X5 Podcast, this show here. And that was one of the big factors that made me want to take this trip. It was just all these converging things that I thought, well, that sounds more interesting than usual, because I wouldn't just travel to go do any old thing, but it was this unique combination of things made me want to get out there and do it. I couldn't function. My eyes were seriously closed up like a damn fool. I looked like I was sleeping. I was like, hey, can I get a picture? After I was stoned out at the bar. And I was really self-conscious about that I looked wasted, and you could see it in my eyes, and everyone was just like, what's up with this guy? So you forever make that impression on people. They think you're some kind of wastoid permanently. That doesn't necessarily make me happy. At the wall, it's outside on a rooftop, and the sun is shining. I was like, okay, it's time to go see the concert, get into the concert. And the security freaked me the out. Excuse me, sir. Can you step over here, please? True story. Beep, beep, beep. And I'm like, stoned out of my mind.
No, Paul, I don't want you to be a nut. Come down, please.
Forget it, I like to look at the sky after I've been drinking. Unless you wanna...
Anything, Paul. anything.
Perfect timing.
Yes.
It was beautiful, and
It is
so
perfect
many
timing.
pictures of the wall where the light was hitting the wall, and you can see. Like then I'm the next day
And
I'm
see,
looking
this
at
is
it when I'm not
overblown
stoned,
on
and
this
I'm
screen as I'm showing you that it doesn't have the perfect coloring glow of the wall when you're sitting there witnessing it that day. Just to let you know that right now, even being sauced right now and seeing it, it's not the same.
This is not fun in the same kind of way that it was just sitting there staring at the wall last night.
Hi, I'm Mary. There they are.
And I'm David Hasselhoff.
No, he's not.
And it was very interesting. So we went and we sang karaoke, and I sang a couple songs on karaoke, and I was standing outside. I was warming my voice up. I went out to this parking lot, and I was like, 1 3 5 1 5 3 1
Do re mi fa sol la ti do ti la so fa mi re do.
People must think I'm nuts or weird or something.
Gloria, send me pictures of my boy.
Here we're coming toward the end of this video. Right here, this is just a mix of me hanging out with these guys on the last day. We walked around, went to a music shop, walked through this park, went and had lunch.
Awkward elevator moment.
Tell me though that just coming back here, you're like, what are you doing? So you can see like oh man. I'm like torn between being a real person and doing Howard Stern shit right now, but honestly actually what I'm thinking is how I was just gonna say Tracy Lee looks very pretty. That's it. It was a good memory, actually. Yeah. All right. So I'm not Steven Spielberg. I had a great experience going out there. It was a fantastic emotional stir. And I cannot complain about the fact that I took that trip. All the consequences of going to Huntsville, Alabama wound up being very worth it. Now I'm at an hour now. I could wrap this up and make this a show, or I could keep going. I just don't know. Rollo discusses contemporary women, fresh and fit shows. Actually, I think I've had a good show here for the week, to be honest with you. I'm at about an hour. So what I want to do is go beep, a bop, a boop. So that's the first thing we do. Oh, but guess what? We have one more little effect. What? No, that's not. Oh, so I have to sit here and fill and talk to you guys. Oh, my goodness. Strange things are happening in the marijuana, or no, in the Copy Who studio. I was going to say marijuana radio studio. This is Copy Who Islandia Colossus. So I'm coming over here to my content really quick. Forgive me while I do this. For some reason, the link to this video did not generate accordingly, and I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to pull it up nice and big for everyone right here, right now, and say, look at that. That's a beauty right there. That's a beauty of a background. I'm digging it, actually. Have all kinds of visual effects going on here. And that's not the last one. I have other ones like in the pipeline. And so I made this backdrop It'll last 15 minutes. I could sit here and gibber gabber in front of it as long as I wanted. But that's not what I want to do, really. What I really want to do is probably wrap up the show. I had a good one this week. We're at about an hour right now. It's about that time. I think I'll go like this. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Copy Who. I don't know why I'm going into that so often today. You'll have to forgive me, those of you who are inclined to label that as racism. I assure you it's not the kind of racism you need to worry about in the world. Because we should be able to goof on one another. God knows white guys get goofed on big time. Can't say that I'm sorry, though. Because I'm not. Do you understand? I am not. I'm not sorry. If you like this, I appreciate you liking the show. Subscribe to the show. Listen to it when you work in your house or whatever, this, that, and the other thing. I genuinely do mean it when I say to you all, peace.